Martin Scorsese's latest picture, The Irishman, will be a gangster crime saga spanning many decades in the milieu of classic Scorsese films that he's known for, like Goodfellas and Casino. It will also reunite Scorsese with actors Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci and Harvey Keitel, who he has worked with on numerous occasions. However, The Irishman will be unlike any gangster film he's made before, as it will utilize state-of-the-art CGI to make the likes of De Niro and Pesci look as young as in their 30s for flashback scenes, which has ballooned the budget to almost $200 million. Recently, Scorsese took part in an interview with director Joanna Hogg on the A24 podcast, and they talked extensively about their works, with Hogg being present to talk about her new movie, The Souvenir. Interestingly, Scorsese brought up the de-aging CGI in The Irishman, one of the first times he's publicly spoken about it. The conversation was flirting around the idea of using any type of camera you can when filming, to at least ensure you get the film made at least. And Scorsese mentioned how his preference is 35mm. He said, "Even this new one I'm doing, The Irishman, or the actual title should be I Heard You Paint Houses, we shot as much 35 as possible. However, there's a great deal of CGI because we're doing this youthification of De Niro, Pesci and Al Pacino. There had to be CGI. There had to be a camera with 3 lenses. It was just crazy." Why I'm concerned, we're all concerned, is that we're so used to watching them as old faces. When we put them all together, it cuts back and forth. The thing I talked about before in New York to you, now it's real. Now I'm seeing it. Now certain shots need more work on the eyes, need more work on why these exactly the same eyes from the plate shot, but the wrinkles and things have changed. Does it change the eyes at all? If that's the case, what was in the eyes that I liked? Was it intensity? Was it gravitas? Was it threat? So some interesting words here from Scorsese. If you're looking for reassurance that the de-aging CGI will be flawless, then look elsewhere, because Scorsese is clearly saying the process is a challenge. Still though, from his words, it's nice to see how anal he is about it, how obsessed he is with getting the minute details like wrinkles and eyes right. It's essential for the sake of immersion and authenticity that the details are right, and he clearly knows this. I have to add though that I'm seeing a lot of articles and a lot of people commenting online that Scorsese in this interview was voicing his concern and saying that he's disappointed somehow with the CGI effects, or that they're not up to scratch, or didn't turn out the way he wanted to. I think a lot of this is being blown out of proportion, and I'm seeing a lot of articles mention certain lines, like when Scorsese says, "We're all concerned," and they're being taken out of context. The conversation he and Hogg were having was about cameras and film versus digital, and he just happened to use the CGI in The Irishman as an example. So whilst I've always been someone who's skeptical of how good the de-aging CGI is going to turn out in The Irishman, I don't think this interview is reason enough to start going crazy about how it's going to destroy the film. Because don't forget, a lot of articles online haven't mentioned the full quote with the correct context, which I've just done. And if you read the full transcript, it doesn't sound like Scorsese is saying the effects are disappointing and they're struggling to get it right. But anyway, moving on. Also interesting is that he says he shot as much as possible of the film on 35mm. I did a video a while back on guessing whether the movie would be shot on film or digitally, and the best estimate was that he would shoot all possible scenes on film, aside from the flashback scenes, which obviously had to have special digital cameras which de-age the actors on the go. And it looks like, from the interview, that is what Scorsese did. His love for film is clear. He's used it throughout his career, aside from Hugo, which obviously had special 3D cameras, the nighttime scenes in The Wolf of Wall Street, and a few scenes for the sake of convenience sprinkled here and there throughout his filmography. One of the things I'm interested to see is whether the digital cameras affect the look of the movie, or at least make it look a lot different from the scenes shot on film. It's possible that there will be a conscious decision to differentiate the look of different time periods. I'm thinking of films like The Aviator or Danny Boyle's Steve Jobs movie. But if that isn't the case, and the cameras do give off a different look anyway, it could harm the film. And it might rub audiences up the wrong way, seeing flashback scenes shot digitally. Personally, I've always felt the look of a lot of period films that have been shot digitally really weird, Michael Mann's Public Enemies being the best example of this. Movies set in the past just tend to look better when shot on film, in my opinion, and it's nice to know Scorsese tried it in The Irishman wherever possible. Thanks for watching.